Hello and welcome to the Legends and Lads Cricket Podcast. I am Chirunandan Srinath, your host for this week. Joining me on this podcast is my co-host Sri Krishna Maitreya. And we couldn't have Vijay Lokapalli sir and Rakesh Rao sir, the legends, on this show. But yeah, today we're going to talk about the Asia Cup and few topics about cricket in the recent past. So Maitreya, how are you doing? And how's been cricket? How is Asia Cup? Are you feeling like watching it? I think it is below par competition for the Indian team.
Yes, Chiru, I'm fine. And as you already said, I feel it's a bit below par because it's not getting that kind of a hype, I feel, because our generation, we were attached to those players. One thing is, this is the first time in 7,711 days that in the Asia Cup, there is no Virat Kohli, there is no Rohit Sharma or Jadeja for India. So you can see the this is a transition phase, and obviously the teams playing also. It's not quite exciting because we have UAE, Hong Kong, Oman. So those teams, you will always not expect some great matches because you know it's going to be one-sided. And in the end, it's always going to be between India, Pakistan, Sri Lanka, and Bangladesh. That is for sure. And right now, if you see the scenario, Sri Lanka, Bangladesh, and Pakistan, they are not, up to their par because I think Sri Lanka's downfall started in 2015 and Pakistan, I think for the last decade or so, they have been performing inconsistently. And Bangladesh was just sometimes they would give surprises, but not so much. But I think Afghanistan is a team that's improving. But again, comparing it to after watching tournaments like the T20 World Cup or after having the amazing Test series, recently, I think this will be obviously a little bit below par, competition wise. But as usual, really excited that the action is back because we have missed cricket for a long time and we are back again to see some action, see our favorite players playing. And that itself is a great thing for me right now. And maybe action wise, the performance itself, the first match, the bowling performance was amazing from the Indian team. There wasn't much competition, but always happy to see the Indian team shine like that.
Yeah, Maitreya, as you rightly mentioned, that I think it's more of a desperation for me and you to watch the Indian team play after so long, and I think it is because of that reason, the sole reason that I'm watching the Asia Cup. And of course, it's cricket after all, and we wouldn't bother about which team and the players. And we're always happy to watch a cricket match between 11 versus 11, and that is, I think. But yeah, talking about the competition aspect of the tournament, I think it is really, really low. I agree with you that all the nations that are playing in the Asia Cup, I think India is far, far, far ahead of all the teams, and it is the first best Asian cricketing team. I think the second team, I don't know, it is between Pakistan and Afghanistan. I remember there was an article saying that Afghanistan is the second best Asian team, and I think that question was asked to the Pakistan captain, the new Pakistan captain, uh, and then he brushed it aside. But whatever. The other day we had this India UAE match. I felt it was, I think a 5 overs match. If you remember when we played cricket in high school, uh, and we just had 15-20 minutes and we wanted to go play cricket, we would play a 5 overs game and come back. Sharma and others, Abhishek Sharma and co finished the chase that quickly. But yeah, I'll run you through the match. Hardik Pandya had bowled just 1 over with his new blonde haircut. Bumrah was expensive. Akshar Patel, 3 overs, 13 runs and 1 wicket. Varun Chakravarti, 2 overs, 1 wicket. Kuldeep Yadav, he took 4 wickets and in fact 3 wickets coming in the second over. In the second over, we'll talk about Kuldeep Yadav. But before that, I want to talk about Shivam Dubey because Shivam Dubey had bowled. I think, if I'm not wrong, he the entire IPL edition, this year's edition of IPL, he bowled 2 overs, and in Asia Cup, the first match itself, he bowled 2 overs and he took 3 wickets. And he also happens to tell in the post-match conference that he's working on his bowling. So yeah, Maitreya, talk about Shivam Dubey. Uh, uh, After so long, you're seeing him bowling, right? because of the new impact player rule in IPL. You don't see him as a normal all rounder. You and only seeing him bat and hit those sixes and towards the end, and the team is looked at him as a finisher and not as a batting all rounder. So talk about what are your talking points of the India UAE match.
Yes, as you rightly said, Shivam Dubey was totally out of syllabus, I should say, because no one expected him to be bowling. Apart from bowling, that extraordinary performance. His economy rate is 2. He bowled 2 overs, just gave 4 runs, and took 3 wickets. So that has something to say, because I feel in the IPL, as you rightly said, he wasn't given the chance to bowl because of the impact player rule and all that stuff. But here, we expected more of Rinku Singh kind of performance from Shivam Dubey, because we thought Shivam Dubey is going to play that kind of a role, a finisher role, a hard hitter role in the batting side. But no one expected this bowling aspect of him. But I think that is the great thing, because right now in the Indian team, we need everyone till the 11. We need batsmen, we need bowlers to bat, and we need even batsmen to bowl. So the more all-rounders we have in the team, the more better for us, because we have Hardik Pandya, we have Shivam Dubey, then we have Varun Chakravarti, Akshar Patel. All these players can bat really well, and they can even bowl really well. So it only adds to the strength of the Indian team. So that if the 11 itself is this strong, then just imagine the bench strength of India. So that really shows about how, people were saying we are going to miss Jadeja, Rohit, Kohli. Yeah, we are going to miss, because lots of memories over the decades they have played, and it's really hard to leave them. But this only shows that the future of the Indian T20 team is in strong hands, because the playing 11 itself has set a benchmark so high that they have been able to bat and bowl extraordinarily well. So the starting the Asia Cup with this kind of performance is a statement, I think, to the other teams out there, that they are going to come and hunt you down. So you better be ready. So all that tough talk, because before the Asia Cup match, versus UAE, the UAE head coach, he said, we are going to give India a strong competition. We have prepared for it, and so on. Yeah, I think that attitude is right going into the game, but even when they have the right attitude, we saw how India crushed them. So this, I think, is a standard performance, and if India continues this way, obviously, I think my prediction right now is India is going to win the Asia Cup by a big margin. That's no doubt. So just taking the positive vibes, continuing this way will be a really great thing for the Indian cricket team.
Yeah, and I think UAE had something in their batting, at least in the power play when Alishan Sharufu, I don't know if I'm pronouncing the name right, and the captain Mohammad Wasim, they had a positive intent, and they were almost 41 for 2 inside the power. After the power play, the coach also mentioned that he was, the team and the players were overawed by the performance of 40, and I think that was a short-term celebration. Yeah, a team like UAE, which is just coming up in cricket and of trying to find its feet in the huge competition. I think, yeah, definitely that should have been celebrated, but I think they were overawed and they threw themselves out. But nonetheless, I just saw some meme, Maitre. I think you must have gone through it. The joke goes like, uh, at least UAE team had a sponsor and the Indian team didn't have a sponsor. So I'm sure you would have seen some hilarious jokes and memes. So take me through the celebrations and the jokey part of this in Asia Cup that is going on. And I'm sure so many boycotted this Asia Cup. And I remember seeing one more reel, me shamelessly watching Asia Cup after promising that I wouldn't watch Asia Cup.
So looking back, I would say even I was at first not wanting to see the Asia Cup, especially because India agreed to play with Pakistan, because India had every right to boycott the match with Pakistan, because Pakistan by itself doesn't have any market. It is the match with India that gives them a lot of money, and I feel by if India boycotts them, they will be at a loss more than India being at a loss, because India has nothing to lose from not playing a match with Pakistan, because even if we don't play that match, we know we are going to win the tournament. We know we are the champions. So India has nothing to lose there. The BCCI is the richest board, and if they would have, boycotted the match in honor of our soldiers, I think it would have been a great thing. But that's not the case right now, and that is not in our hands right now. But uh, I will interest you with another fact. This thing is the last time India lost a T20 match without Shivam Dube in the playing 11 was back in 2019. So right now India is on a 31 match winning streak in the T20s with Shivam Dube in the playing 11. So your thoughts on this, I'll ask you. Is Shivam Dube the lucky charm, or is he the perfect one in the playing 11? What are your thoughts on that?
Talking about Lucky Charm, Maitre, I'm remembered of this player, Dan Christian for RCB. I remember he did perform so well throughout the season when he was bought in, I think, 2020 or 2021. But he was a lucky charm for the RCB team, and the management took it so seriously. I assume. I'm not sure if it was, it was because of his lucky, the charm that he got to the team, or maybe because of the experience he brought to the table. But I think they played him for consecutively so many matches, though he didn't bat well. He bowled a little bit average, uh, okay bowling. And I think, it went on well. I think RCB got into the playoffs, and then we lost the eliminator, if I'm not wrong. And then, yeah, there were some Indians out there on social media, immature Indians, who put out some irresponsible statements regarding his family, and then he decided not to play the Indian Premier League ever again. So that's a different topic altogether. But uh, my first thought when you called Lucky Charm, it went to Dan Christian. And one more Lucky Charm, because I'm very interested in the RCB franchise, as you know. I think last year we had this Swapnil Singh bowling the first over, and he would take straight away a wicket in the first over. So many times he did that. So I think he was another lucky charm for us. So whenever he played, I think our winning rate was so high. Uh, Maybe in that sense, Shivam Dube is also, uh, a lucky charm, as you call it, in for the Indian team. And I think he's. I don't have this. I don't have his stats right up here in my tab, but I think he has performed well, if I'm up to my knowledge. But yeah, when it's cutthroat competition and when you have all the bench strength, you're waiting. You have Jitesh Sharma. He's a keeper. I think that is why Shivam Dube and Jitesh Sharma not having a competition. But someone like Rinku Singh and uh, Sanju Samson, who's now come into the middle order, and there's so much strength that Sanju Samson, who had batted so well and scored centuries after centuries last year, he has to bat at number 5 because Shubman Gill had to come back and he was made the vice captain. So I think the bench strength is uh, so powerful and so overhyped. It's not overhyped. I think it's overpowered. I think that's the right word to use. And when you have such a team like this, I think it is always going to be tough for you to make it into the team. And if he's made it into the team so far, and uh, being able to contribute to the team's success in 31 matches without a loss, I think he'll be in. I know. I'm sure he knows. He's aware of this personal. He personally, he'll be aware of this fact, and I think he'll be on cloud nine, knowing that he's been contributing to this wins after wins in T20s. So I think he will be happy with it, and yeah, we are also happy if some player is being a lucky charm for us, because the T20 World Cup is coming up, right, and we want to win. We are the defending champions, and I think Asia Cup is more or less, I think, a practice for us for the World Cup, I feel.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I just read an article on Chris Srikanth. He was saying that a win is a win for India, but he told that we shouldn't take the UAE win too much because it was not even a T20 match, but it was just a T5 match that he felt it like that. And he felt that Kuldeep Yadav bowled a couple of beauties to pick up his wickets. Like I'm quoting him right now. But they made Shivam Dube look like a deadly bowler, not discrediting Dube, but the UAE batters were getting out if you just aim at the stumps. So a victory like this means nothing for India. So I feel as a fan, maybe we might celebrate it, but he isn't wrong though, because UAE as a team means nothing for India, and we shouldn't make conclusions right now just because we won against a team like UAE. But it's a good start for us and a confidence builder, and I'm sure it will only boost our confidence. It was, as you said, like it was like a practice match, and I think the real test lies with the Pakistan game because yeah, Pakistan is also a subpar team, but the nerves on that day will obviously get to you, and how you perform under the pressure is always what matters. So I think that is a game I'll be looking out for, even though I wouldn't want it to be played. But since it's being played, I wish India victory there during that match. And I think in this whole Asia Cup, I think that will be the one thing that will be exciting. I feel.
Exactly, Maitri. I think the UAE game, the win, I think it shouldn't be celebrated that much. And I think it means nothing to the Indian team. At the same time, we should recognize that UAE, that we are no one to judge them. Talking about Indian cricket, yeah, the next match is India Pakistan, and I personally agree with you on all the points that you made that the Pakistan match shouldn't be played. Uh, I've seen so many cricketing experts, on agreeing with our point, and some against that, saying that it should, the money generated from the India Pakistan match could be, given to the government and the army and all this stuff. And I don't think we need to depend on an India Pakistan match to do it. I think BCCI is richer. The government is better than, it is not even in comparison with the Pakistan government. I don't think call Pakistan government a government. And not to go to the political part of it, but I think playing with Pakistan after this, I don't think it should have happened. And but yeah, when it's scheduled, when the BCCI have given the stance that they will play Pakistan in multilateral tournaments like this, I think it's fine. We need to go forward, and yeah, because it is being played, I will watch it, but I don't think I will have the same nerve and the same an excitement for an India Pakistan match, because though in the past matches, I mean the last year and before that, whenever India Pakistan played, yeah, we were waiting for this rivalry. But I think that time it was different, though we had the bitter uh, relations politically. But I think this time it's different, and I don't think it is responsible for our country to play with Pakistan. It should have simply boycotted the game, as how Indian legends boycotted Pakistan legends. But yeah, nonetheless, as you told and as I already mentioned, I will not look forward for this game. But yeah, I'll follow the score. But I would obviously want India to win this match, and because of the pressure, I think it is a competitive match. I think it is the only competitive match in the Asia Cup. Your thoughts on this, Maitreya?
Yes, as I've already said, that's what I feel. It shouldn't be played, but since it's being played, I think we have to give our best, and hopefully everything. Obviously, it will go in India's way, but again, as I've already said, the nerves of that day will obviously change any prospects. It can go any direction. Hopefully, India will come out of it as a winner, and if that's the case, this match will decide the course of the Asia Cup because the other teams mean nothing to India. And if India wins this one, it's obvious that India is going to win the finals, and I have no doubt about that one. So just wishing luck to the Indian team and just hoping that everything goes well on that day.
I think high security has been deployed and everything. I was just reading the article, and I also read that yesterday someone had filed in court that India shouldn't play with Pakistan. But yeah, it's going on. Uh, yeah, Maitreya, before we wrap up this episode, uh, how about we talk about the who could be India's new jersey sponsor? I think this is just an informal talk. So, you know, whom do you want? Which company or which brand do you want on the Indian jersey? Quick thoughts, and which would be attractive.
So as history goes by, the jersey sponsors were always legendary because we remember Sahara or Star or those days it was legendary. But as it kept going, I felt Dream 11 wasn't a really great sponsor because what Dream 11 promotes is gambling and something. Even though it's legal in some aspects, it is illegal in some aspects. So I don't think that was an ideal sponsor that the Indian team should have been carrying on their jersey. But since that term contract has been terminated now, I feel it's time to look for sponsors that will, have some moral worth over them, because teams like companies like Sahara or Star, they didn't have any of these kind of promotions, or even though coming to Byju's, for example, Byju's was an educational platform, so even that was a good sponsor. But uh, coming to Dream 11, I didn't think I didn't like the sound, Dream 11. uh, and that advertisements, we had to keep on seeing the advertisements of Dream 11 promoting gambling on the national television, where millions of people are watching. So that wasn't a good sight. But after the government regulations and everything, I think it's high time they have realized it and canceled the contract. I'm really happy for that. And any team, and any especially a team like India, which is playing at the highest level, should have a sponsor that should be uh, an inspiring thing for many people. That company should be able to send some good aspects to the future generations. So maybe I won't be giving any names, because I don't know much about the companies. I'm not a commerce student like you. But maybe a company like Tata, or a company which has more moral values and that can inspire the generations, I think those companies should come forward as a sponsor for the Indian cricket team. I know it's tough, because and the contract rules and the amount of money they have to be spending to be on the jersey is a lot. So obviously, it might be we might be not receiving those many bits, but hopefully a really good company comes out, so that the Indian jersey will be carrying forward a great message and not something like gambling.
Yeah, I think the online gaming act changed everything. But yeah, Maitreya, I want you to unmute yourself. I'll just ask you a quick rapid fire kind of a questions. You don't need to be a commerce student to be telling the brands. So my question was more like, and I think it is more like the brands or the companies that are able to shell out much money, the highest bid and the highest amount of money that will win the bid. I don't think they're going to see, this brand is going to be inspirational or something like that. So yeah, of course we want to see some favorite brand of ours. But yeah, because it is an informal segment of the podcast, so I want you to unmute yourself. I will, let's call it yay or nay kind of thing. So yes or no. I'll just read out some list of brands that are coming to my mind, and you can think how do you feel about that particular brand on the Indian team jersey. How do you feel about that particular brand? So I will just read out the names. You tell me yes or no. Right?
Yeah,
Ready?
sure, let's go ahead.
Yeah. Fevicol. It's been a brand for so many years in India. So Fevicol is the first thing that comes to my mind, because as a primary school student and high school, we use it a lot. So Fevicol.
uh, I think I like the brand, okay, personally, because it's been a lot of help. Even today, I've used a Fevicol, to stick, my record work I have. So I used it for that. But maybe on the Indian jersey, no,
Okay. The food brands, Zomato, Swiggy.
no. I feel there has to be some kind of a legacy should be maintained, and there should be some kind of a minimum worth should be there to be on the Indian jersey. So I feel Zomato, Swiggy, yeah, they're doing great work, but I don't know, Zomato India, Swiggy India, I don't think that has a zing to it.
Yeah. Okay. I think Maggie.
Never, never, no. Maggie
Okay. I
is
think
something
you,
that is like personal in the home. 5 minutes, that's it. 5 minutes in a day, you eat a Maggie, done. I don't want to be.
Maitra, it's 2 minutes, not 5 minutes.
Yeah, sorry. It was 5 minutes. It became 2 minutes. Like in our childhood, I remember it was 5 minutes also.
I think we'll, after putting on Maggie, we might have a 2 minute batting collapse. Oh, I think it is a lame joke, but whatever. Amul, I think you might like this.
Yeah, Amul, I feel is a good choice because it is doing a really great work. It is a dairy primarily, but the range of products in the market, and it's mainly known for its authenticity and the kind of products that they have. Especially the protein ones. I don't think any other company has that authentic, products like the protein bars or the protein milkshakes or those kind of products that there's release one batch and it just goes sold out because everyone knows their worth and their quality. So a company like Amul, I feel, yeah, it's totally worth it.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Amul is something that I like because just purely because of its marketing strategy. You'd see every day, any other day, Amul having an advertisement on the Hindu newspaper. Or I'm not sure. I do not follow the other newspapers much, but yeah, they do very creative and very good marketing. So yeah, my last, so the Geo company, I think it loves cricket so much. Ambani's love cricket so much. Are you seeing Geo India?
It is a mixed feeling. Yes, Ambani's love cricket and all that, but don't you feel everywhere we have Geo? Like already in the IPL, some teams have Geo, and anywhere you go, it's like Geo, Geo, Geo. This Geo, that Reliance. Everywhere it's been
Geo
dominant.
Dandanadan.
Yeah, so I feel I would want a break from that. Obviously, Geo is a really great thing because it has made connectivity a lot easier, a lot cheaper, all those things. But maybe if it comes down to Geo or Amul, I would prefer Amul because I feel Amul has a more richer heritage compared to Geo. So I think that weighs more higher than what Geo. Geo is relatively new, and I think it is more kind of business oriented compared to Amul, which is kind of more customer oriented. That's what I feel. I don't know. I'm not, as I've already said, a commerce student like you, but that's what a common man always perceives because Geo is going more for the business thing, buy this plan, buy that plan. But I feel Amul goes for authenticity. How much ever the production cost is, they want to give you the quality. So I feel preferring such a brand on the jersey is more good for the nation. But yeah, in the end, it depends on the company and yeah, at the BCI, the who's offering the highest bid, all those matters. So nothing in our hands, but it was a fun segment.
Yeah, and I can, as of now, imagine Amul India. I think it might look good, or Geo India for me. Both are fine for me. Well, this will bring you to the end of the 98th episode of the Legends and Lads Cricket Podcast. Maitreya, I know we're looking forward for the big 100, and I can't really wait for the 100th episode to be rolling out. So, thank you for joining, and it is a wonderful, wonderful episode recording with you today.